SUV coupes, a breed started by BMW with the X6. And at the time, people questioned its existence. Do you really need an SUV with a coupe body style? Well, here we are a few years down the road and everybody has an SUV coupe. This one here is Porsche's Cayenne Coupe and we're going to tell you what it's like. But first up, a look at the new shape. So what exactly do we have here? Now compared to the normal Cayenne, this coupe gets a tighter fitting A-pillar, this nice curved roof, smartly done because the actual roof line is somewhere here. This bulges out over it. These interesting pair of spoilers at the back, the linked tail lights, this beautiful Porsche logo in chrome inside this transparent plastic, and overall quite a different look. To get this look, Porsche has slammed or lowered the roof by 20 mm, and here you can either get a full carbon fiber roof panel which saves 21 kilos or go for a fixed panoramic glass roof that's present on this car. The active spoiler housed at the base of the rear windscreen extends by 135 mm and can be deployed manually or automatically once the SUV has crossed 90 km an hour. While many find SUV coupes to be frivolous, and they may have a point, there's no denying Porsche at least has its sports car heritage to draw upon. And it vaguely does resemble the nose and profile of a 911 from some angles. So is a coupe worth paying extra for? The basic Cayenne Coupe costs rupees 1.31 crore as against the standard Cayenne's 1.20 crore. Now first off, with this lower roof, let's just check how much headroom has been reduced. So surprisingly, with a tight fitting roof like this, you'd expect less headroom here, but Porsche has been smart. They've lowered the seats slightly, they've given this a sort of scoop, so headroom actually is pretty good. You're sat a bit low, but what makes up is that you have tremendous legroom and you have nice, comfortable but sporty seat. You also get these vents here with these controls nicely illuminated, USB-Cs, so you might need adapters for your phone, a 12-volt socket and a place to keep something in a rubberized tray. There's also a massive panoramic sunroof, so all in all this doesn't feel hemmed in or closed. Up front, things are more familiar. So a lot like the Cayenne on the inside, actually almost identical, but a very high quality cabin and a place you really enjoy spending time. It's luxurious and sporty, and you have beautifully built bits like the metallic vents there, these knurled buttons for adjusting the airflow, this knurled volume control knob, this knurled knob here, and of course this big touch screen which has this function where you bring your finger close to it and it pops up additional menus. Of course, being a Porsche, it's also got this very sporty 3-spoke steering wheel with this metal support. You have the mode selector here, the circular one where you go from normal to sport and sport plus. You have the boost function right for your thumb here, metal paddles so you can drive in a sporty manner, and the tachometer in the center, as always a real tachometer with 2 large screens on either side showing a pair of digital dials each. You can also go for a navigation screen on the right, and these are controlled through these 2 rollers on either side. Also, for those of you who don't pack light, please remember that the boot is 16% smaller at 625 liters compared to the regular Cayenne. This, however, is a Porsche, and to be considered worthy of the badge, it has to drive well. Surprisingly, it's the supple ride you notice first. Now these are 21-inch wheels, and that should mean really take no prisoners hard ride. But the Cayenne Coupe and its air suspension seem to be managing pretty okay. I'm putting it through some really rough patches. I'm purposely driving into some potholes, and even then it isn't all that uncomfortable. In fact, if you think about it, it's pretty amazing. There's no edgy shuffle, no bobbing, and there's no thudding either. In fact, over regular surfaces, the Coupe almost rides as well as a regular luxury SUV. Cayenne Coupe also has an off-road mode. Select this and the SUV rises up on its air springs, providing you enough clearance to take it off-road. Much improved is the steering. It has been designed to offer increased frictional feedback and weight over the earlier Cayenne, and the Coupe also gets Porsche's Power Steering Plus that reduces assistance dramatically as speeds rise. When the earlier Cayenne came out, Porsche was criticized for making the steering a bit too light. But here, especially in Sport and Sport Plus, it seems to have given the new Coupe a bit more weight and a bit more feel. And that actually feels pretty good. Like all Porsches, show the Cayenne Coupe a set of corners and it seems to smile. This is its natural environment, despite it being an SUV, and really slinging along a set of corners is still what this Porsche does best. Tight body control ensures directional changes are handled by what feel like only small movements, and the Coupe truly does feel sporty and fun, despite the scales reading in excess of 2.1 tons. In fact, string together a set of corners and it's the near exceptional body control for a vehicle this size that really does impress. Wow. Of course, it helps that the Coupe has a steered rear axle and it runs essentially in rear-wheel drive mode. Porsche's single-turbo V6 also does a fair job. Now in comfort, the engine feels smooth, refined and reasonably flexible. It gets into the power band pretty easily and that makes driving this car effortless. Switch to Sport and you have a bit more response and kick. Now with 340 horsepower, this 3-litre turbocharged V6 has a fair amount of grunt. Put your foot down and, well, it takes off pretty smartly. And although, of course, it won't pull like the V8, performance is pretty strong. What you also do enjoy is the overboost function. Press the button and you get 20 seconds of extra boost, and when you really want a little bit extra, it really does feel quite special. 0 to 100 comes up in 6 seconds dead. It's just that this is a Porsche, and especially in a straight line and from rest, you expect a bit more kick and a bit more drama. If you're looking for a sporty luxury SUV, the Cayenne Coupe ticks a lot of boxes. Sportier, more attractive looking with a clear bloodline, it's an SUV that stands out from the crowd. What's interesting is the Coupe isn't impractical either. Far from it. Comfort levels on the inside are almost as good. Quality levels are very high, and then although the boot is a bit smaller, it also is reasonably practical. Then the ride is comfortable and the Coupe importantly drives like a Porsche should. It's no 911 for sure, but you can certainly derive a fair amount of driving pleasure on a winding road. More performance would be much appreciated. But should you buy the Coupe instead of the regular Cayenne? Definitely, especially if you want more style and don't mind sacrificing a bit of practicality.